land of the Magnesians, the descendants of Zeus and Pandora. Here lived the legendary centaurs and the wise Heron, teacher of demigods and the heroes of ancient Greece. Here it was that the wedding of Peleus and Thetis took place, sung about by Homer, Euripides, and Pindar. Here it was that Achilles, the hero of the Trojan War, was born. And here was built Argo, the most famous vessel of antiquity, on which Jason and the Argonauts set out on a celebrated quest to distant Colchis in order to bring the Golden Fleece and Medea back to Greece. 7,000 years ago, two prehistoric settlements flourished in the area, the settlement of Sesclor and a little later the settlement of Domini, both monuments of international significance. This was also where the ancient cities of Iolcos, Pagason, and Demetrias flourished. Important historical monuments here are the ancient theatre of Demetrias and the old Christian basilica of Theotitis Thebes in near Acheloos. In the Odyssey, Homer says, the gods schemed to set Ossa upon Olympus and thereafter Lethe Pelion so that they might reach the heavens. Pelion was known even to William Shakespeare, who refers to it in Hamlet as Laertes Lamartine leaps into Ophelia's grave and says, "Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made, to over the top old Pelion, or the skyish head of blue Olympus." The first stop of this dreamlike trip is Volos, that unique city, a modern urban wonder with its port which maintains a tradition dating back to the time of the Argo and the Argonauts. And in Volos are the works of Theophilus in the Folklore Museum of Kitsos Makris. This distinguished archaeological museum, where finds are exhibited, include the unique painting funeral steles of ancient Demetrias. Volos, with its university, its exciting nightlife, and the famous Chipuratica, where one can taste seafood dishes washed down with chipuro, a fine local spirit like ouzo. Access to Magnesia is easy by all means of transport. The airports of Skiathos and Niachialos are the portals which connect Magnesia with the rest of the world and lead the visitor directly to the beaches of Pelion, Skiathos, Skopilos, and Alonissos. The road takes you up to Pelion, the mountain of the centaurs, the summer residence of the 12 gods of Olympus, and the delight of thousands of tourists every summer. Ambato Spring, the piste swarm with skiers who can go all over the snow. From there, one can find oneself on the verdant green slopes of the mountains, on the infinite azure of the Aegean Sea, and on the unforgettable beaches. On the mountain of the centaurs, the cobbled path leads the visitors to different forms of tourism, like horse trekking, mountain biking, climbing, diving, sailing, fishing. On Pelion, the seasons of the year cannot be differentiated one from another in terms of beauty. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter, they all have different images to show us as the colors change and the waters from springs fall in an ever-incessant stream. Pelion, with its delicious fruit, the famous apples of the Zagora, its pears and cherries. In the Church of the Pelion, the visitor is impressed by the wonderful icons and the carved wooden altar screen of great artistic value. Ideal places for holidays, the beaches of Pelion, Orefto, Agios Ioannis, Melopotamus, Potistika, Katiorius, Trikeri. On the south side of Pelion, the road from Lihonia passes through green slopes and leads to Agios Vlasios, Agios Yogios, and Penakatis. From there to Vrtsitsa and Melias, where the traditional steam locomotive waits to take us back to Lihonia and brings to our mind images from the past. For 76 years, Cherico, father of the famous painter Giorgio di Cherico, constructed one of the most beautiful railway lines in the world, which will always be admired for its great aesthetic charm, harmonious lines, and its perfect construction. Today, the little train carries the visitor on a route with a view of the Pagasistic Gulf among olive trees and traditional hamlets, each from an architecture special to Pelion. Wherever I travel, Georgios Sepphoris, the Nobel Prize-winning Greek poet, wrote, "Greece wounds me." In Pelion, among chestnut trees, the central shirt would On the other side of Pelion, where the mountain of the Centaurs is washed by the Pagasistic Gulf, the visitor will come across picturesque fishing villages and beaches which compete with each other in beauty. Agria, Katogatia, Kalanera, Aphissos, Lefkokastro, Poto, Melina. They all invite you and challenge you to spend unforgettable holidays. On the other side of the Pagasistic Gulf, we find Nia Achielos, Mytsela, Nies, and Achillion, which promise peaceful and restful days. Historic towns on the plains of Magnesia, Velestino, the ancient and small, like Megaliamos, Trulos, Basilius, Achladia, Canapizza, Kalamaki, Castro, and Alaria. The beach of Cucunarius, landmark of the island which captivates through its combination of pine trees and blue sea, is undoubtedly one of the finest beaches in the Mediterranean. The only town of Skiathos, Hora, is one of the most famous Greek tourist centers. Among the sights is the house and museum of Alexandros Papadiamandis and the cathedral. Golden sandy beaches, sea sports, luxurious hotels large and small, romantic tavernas, sophisticated restaurants, cosmopolitan bars and clubs, yachts and fishing boats all make up the Skiathos of today. As soon as we leave Skiathos, a deep green world opens in front of us, Skopelos, the largest island of the northern Sporades, covered with pine trees and roads leading to marvelous beaches. Among them, Panormos, Staphelos, Agnodas, Helios, and Tripeti. At Skopelos, the visitor can live their dream holiday and let themselves be led back in time. The Folklore Museum and the Photography Center are some of the places a tourist should definitely visit. A tour of the beautiful island of Skopelos, among the hundreds of backstreets of the town, the olive trees, the woods, among the beehives and fields with elaborate dry stone walls, opens the gate to history, written on the walls of the Venetian castle and imprinted in the blue-green color of the sea. At the western end of the island, with its 360 churches, country chapels and monasteries, we find Glossa, with its many chapels, and the beautiful harbour of Loutraki, one of the tourist spots of the island. On Alonissos, nature has created calm and beautiful retreats. The old capital of the island has been reborn in recent years. The ruined houses of old Alonissos, rebuilt and restored, once again charm and fascinate the visitor who from high up among its narrow streets can gaze upon the Aegean. The paths and the beaches of the island at Votsi, Stanivala, Kalamakia, Alonissos captures the heart of its visitor forever. The famous marine park with its Mediterranean monk seal and enchanting islands Kerapania, Skatsura, Peristera, Yura, Peperi. A natural refuge, Alonissos always provides what it promises. The Homeopathy Centre in Alonissos sheds a different light on medicine and is one of the notable spots on the island. The trip to Magnesia, a trip through history, the natural beauty, the calm, and modern forms of enjoyment, combines carefree holidays Wherever you travel, Magnesia dazzles you. From the adventures of the Argonauts to the dreamland and seascape of azure and green. From the ski slopes of Agriolefkes to the main part of Alonissos. From the Sporadas and Pelion up to Mount Orthris. Beauty is there and it surrounds you.